quick mic test. There we go. There it is. There we go. Everything appears to have been adjusted. Oh, that changed it a little. There we go. So Slay the Princess is finally here. I'm so happy. This is a horror game. It is not intended for all audience. Please visit our website, blacktabbygames.com, if you need a full list of content warnings, which you know means it's going to be good. Slay the Princess contains flickering image effects as well as a parallax effect that on rare occasions has caused motion sickness in players. Ooh, that's fascinating. If either of these cause health issues for you, you can disable them in your game's preferences. I don't know what else to say. I'm getting started. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There's no premature endings. There's no wrong decisions. Only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. My heart. My poor baby heart. Start the game. Now I'm gonna have to up the volume on this.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Alright, you will have to let me know if the volume is okay. It seems like it's okay for me. Right, that must be the parallax effect that they're talking about.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Hello, Mr. Sims. The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
How can a princess locked in a basement in the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
I'm skeptical as shit, boy. Do you consider the only reason that she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Are we?
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Not sure I believe you, but...
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
And that would be... I'm gonna set this on.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Which would make it a chicken.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Alright, go to the cabin. I'll talk to her. If she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
This is fresh.
Then each and every one
Very
of us
first
is
playthrough.
doomed. So sure, go talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's literally the voice of the hero, so we proceed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note
I have seen the
is a
early
plain
demos,
wooden
yeah.
table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want
Do I
to do
remember
this
the
right.
steps to get to which route? Not particularly. Better safe than sorry,
You
but
take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
alright.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
You say that.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it
Technically,
fool
she
you.
is a princess.
It's
so-
all part of the manipulation.
Hey, we're not gonna say anything. We're just gonna.
Good. You're still listening to reason.
No. Just don't like any of the dialogue options.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the
Yet
basement.
the other one has been broken from the
She's
start.
so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
I don't think I will.
And there you are. Are you here
Here
to
to
kill me or something?
I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
You see these talents
We'll
I've
be
got?
fine.
I don't think I'm unarmed.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, pretty awkward. There's people out there who think you're gonna end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Too bad.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
I don't believe you.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
don't believe nobody.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
They specifically have not. Like, I was hoping you would tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Given the voice, the tone of the
I
voice,
believe
I'm
her.
not sure.
She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
I just want honesty, bro.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Is yours, though?
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
It doesn't have to be blind.
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Let's see. Said you didn't remember how long you've been down here, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her. She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
So, how would I get there?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
to. You know
She is. I'm sure of it.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Yeah. I still don't feel right killing her.
Oh,
Yet.
you have to be kidding me.
Nah, no.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Yeah, no, it was literally just
Doubtful.
the door. I
Whoever
came
locked the
on,
princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Like, clearly the narrator is the most sus.
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
You're so nonchalant about
She
it.
speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
What did I just say?
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free.
You got a point.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
It's just like you're dropped into the middle of the woods, and the first thing you're told is to go kill somebody, and you're not given a choice to not do it. Obviously, the narrator is the most sus person in this entire thing. Like, the princess is sus, but not as sus as the narrator. We're gonna try the door, I
You
guess.
try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
No sense in trying to call. Obviously,
You're
they're not
here
gonna
to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
continuing to be sus. Return.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
Yeah, but I'm an obstinate little shit now,
Easier
aren't
for
I?
whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
I sure did.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Alright.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Yeah, well, short of stopping my heart, you're gonna have to,
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
bone.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Which is also
Free from her
but
bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
we can get a
Thank
gold
you.
replacement like
Now
we
let's get
really-
out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
What do you have against this
I
princess,
just
man?
can't let her escape into the world. As the princess
You're like a
approaches the
spurned
bottom
lover.
stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Apparently clicking takes it off of auto.
Stop that.
No, I don't think I will.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
No, you're not. Yeah, Johnny Sims, from the Magnus Archives, basically does all these voices, and Nicole Goodnight is all the princess voices.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your
I
best to
will.
help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Look at my fucking bird ass now.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
You will.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it?
She could have let me suffer, though.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
But you're not telling me what happens after, so I don't know now, do I? Ooh, the prisoner route.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I have yet to see proof of this. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja
A
vu.
terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
You're a damn
Don't
liar.
forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
Thank you, Mr. Skeptic.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
That's the problem with omniscience.
And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Pretty sure this whole thing really just
We could
happened.
go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
We're gonna go to the cabin. Not like putting this off is getting us
A
anywhere.
warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Wink.
Did you just say wink out loud?
No, I didn't. Wink.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
How else are we supposed to know he's winking, though? We can't see them. So he has to say it.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
We're gonna approach the mirror without telling him. Hi!
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Aw, thank you. Thank you so much for following.
You reach forward,
Still no
rub
mirror.
your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look.
What kind of fucked up Aarakocra am I?
But there was a mirror a second ago.
What the fuck is up with the
Now
mirror?
it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Clearly there's nothing she can do without the fucking knife there, so...
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
Alright, fine. Fuck off.
Are you sure? What if she, I don't know, turns it against us? Which I'm bringing up in a purely hypothetical manner.
Yes, I'm sure.
Turns it against you? She's a prisoner here. She'll only be able to turn it against you.
She's
if you
supposed to
give
be a
it
prisoner
her,
for a reason, ain't she?
which you won't be doing because she's an existential threat to the entire world.
And yet...
Okay, I'm trusting you.
Obviously I don't get a say,
You
so
take
I'm
the
not gonna
blade from the
argue.
table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Thanks. I mean it.
But you can thank me later once we're out of this.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Very
Does she remember us?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking
What the hell is
loudly
this
as
one
she
supposed to be
moves, the chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
There's always a broken chain.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Right?
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not sure I need to do with anything, but I'm gonna sit with her.
You step towards the princess,
Hi.
but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's fair.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Also, we're up.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers this?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
First
Good,
you
I'm
make a
not
comment
crazy.
about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
I'm sure it has.
It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion.
And yet, here we are.
The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
You finally figured out you
If
can
you
make
knew
things
this
work.
could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
I'm not sure it would have.
I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even.
That's always suspicious.
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it?
Can she
know
hear
that
these
you
people?
might not be
Otherwise,
the
I'm
first
just
version of
staring
yourself.
at her in silence.
At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your
just going to
success
sit there and stare at
hinges
me?
on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
She doesn't even
Fine.
interrupt.
But you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Doesn't even wave her hand in front of us to see if we're
Focus.
still conscious.
This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Good, a comment. I've been waiting for that. So, what other chain on the wall?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
I don't think I will. Thanks for the offer.
Maybe
though.
it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Yeah, listen, I don't know you well enough to get into that kink, but thanks for the offer. So let's see. happened after I died?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
With a chain tiara, too.
And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I mean, there's...
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
That's the most sense anything has made so far. I need just a second to adjust this in OBS. There we go. Even. Closer to even. So let's see. I could leave her, I could slay her, but obviously there's no way. Save scumming might be an option. But instead of save scumming, I'm just gonna see where each path takes me. What would you have me do?
Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
Are you going to cut off your own head? There's
That's
no way that should work.
Ominous.
But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing.
Is this thin enough to work as a lockpick? I'm not
She's
sure.
just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon.
I have bird talents.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
Both of those are mites.
That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
That seems the most likely. Can I get you out of there with the weapon? Yeah, I want to see where this goes.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
I don't like being
You tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you?
Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world, right? Oh, try to take over your body.
Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you?
A little. I think you got your point across. Fine.
It is fair to be afraid of dying.
You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Thanks.
Now,
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly as she raises the blade to her throat. What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck. No.
like, I'm gonna watch because I want to see where she's going with this. I want to see what
Her
kind of
eyes
necromancy
stare
bullshit
forward,
this is.
unblinking, her smile unwavering as she soars through skin, veins, cartilage.
At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that?
Because clearly this is not enough.
So
for
that's
her.
her play. Killing herself?
There's
She isn't
easier
dead
ways
yet.
to do it.
Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free.
This
It
is
bounces
sus.
a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet.
Especially if she's supposed to be a
what did
world-ending
we do?
princess.
Can
This
we
is
put it
sus.
back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you, dead. Congratulations! You saved the world.
Are you sure she's not winking at us?
Obviously not. She is thoroughly deceased.
I mean, if she's a
hate
world-ending
this.
princess.
Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
We should take her with us, don't you think?
What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that?
I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right?
Proper burial does sound
You don't
fun.
need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave.
Now, why would you say that?
Even after all that, you're still not satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them.
I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things, the danger has passed.
I don't think I
You
will.
can relax.
I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down.
I am. I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already?
I mean, we gotta at least try to bury her, right?
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of
I'm
the
waiting
cabin.
for the torches and pitchforks.
Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved.
And she did.
She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you
Yeah, I
have
know,
to
right?
do
It's just
is
like, why
open
would we
it.
just take the head? Oh, that was a nice shake.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Is it though?
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
Ah!
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen.
Oh, he's fading. He is fading.
Over? Is he gone?
But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you.
Fascinating.
So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
Oh. The fuck was that? You don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away and it's left something else in her place. The fucking mirror?
She's gone. Where did she go?
Should we try and find her?
I think we're
There's
past that.
Mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went. I don't know how we go about looking for her. We're just gonna...
If there's even a her to find anymore.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. I'm begging
Gonna
you,
approach here.
don't do this.
Clearly we have to.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Maybe.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
What kind of monster are we? You approached the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different.
I'm
Final.
not sure it's a mirror anymore.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Why did they just use this dialogue again? The voices feel small, distant, as you approach. Silences reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Proceed to the cabin, I guess. You are at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What happens now?
Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Interesting. So it wants me to do all the other routes and then come back to this one.
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Aren't you scared I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Okay. Let's go with the wipe.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
Aww.
You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Nice effect.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path
The real Slay
is a
the Princess
cabin.
starts here.
And in the basement of that cabin
Fascinating.
is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't,
So
it
clearly,
will
I
be
have
the
not
end
fucked up.
of the world.
So, let's see. Forget it, I'm not
Are
doing
you
that.
serious? No, you have to do it.
Let's see. Well, thanks for telling me what to do. No. I'm gonna turn around.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Clearly not. Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
How convenient.
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
If I do this, I'm probably gonna get like the stranger route.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Do I believe that? I don't think I do. Good, maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them.
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess.
How did you pick me?
And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too, so if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well.
Not sure about that. Oh,
But fine.
Okay.
Turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Yeah, get it. I'm going.
There's always a choice. But let me tell you right now that you're making the correct decision for pretty much everyone. We can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
What do you want me to do?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
We're going down
the
without it
blade
this
is your
time.
implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Oh, softly.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here
This guy
unarmed.
totally got dumped by the princess. All of these are extraordinarily stupid, so I'm just
Good.
continuing down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
You see the claw at the end of my freaking finger? Of course I can. But do I
You
want
walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
beautiful and
I
empathetic, kind of
am
like a
begging
wet
you
cat.
to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Let's see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
That's what I'm here for.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
I am here precisely to
No.
give you hell.
You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here
Are my
intended her
talons
to
too
never see
big
the
to
light
fit
of
in
day.
this
They wouldn't have just
lock?
left the key to her
It
chain
doesn't even look
somewhere
like
in
it
the
has a
cabin.
lock. It looks like it's welded.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
I wish there was, but
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
I don't want it to come to that.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Yep. No, I'm a prisoner too.
Is someone else here? You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Yeah, a little bit of a mess.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
She has the biggest puppy dog eyes.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
Yep.
hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of
The
a
only
trapped
question is,
wolf.
why did she wait for me before she
As she
proceeded
rips
with
her
this?
flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her.
That's a little convenient.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I'm gonna.
Fine. Against
Going
your
down there
better
without taking the
judgment,
blade
you
costs
place the
me.
blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
Yeah, well
Cut
shut.
into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
If you take the blade down there, she is more stern. If you don't take
Her
it,
limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
she's more uwu.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
She's high as shit.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
If we warn her and resist,
Stop
I
that.
think we get the damsel.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Yeah, like, I'm doomed. Like, no matter what, so...
The blade! Move the blade!
I don't think I will.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
The biggest
She
eyes.
nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
You won't be, but
She plunges
okay.
it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Halfway.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
The most horrific Disney princess.
I'm sorry.
Poor thing.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Clearly not.
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
That's fine.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not the only one who would thank her for
With
killing
one
me.
last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this.
The
right?
wet cat energy is just
Oh,
so
that's
strong.
rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over,
She was born all
The thing
alone in a
goes
cardboard
dark.
box.
and you die.
Yeah, the damsel. I called it.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
This is probably the most
And in the
dating
basement
sim,
of that cabin-
bit of it.
Is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
We're just gonna proceed. We're not gonna argue.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If only you knew what you did to us, you villain. Excuse me?
I can't get over
Forget
the
he said
fact that
anything.
it's Mitten.
But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love. Last time? What are you talking about?
It sounds like
think he
Sims
just likes
is
to
trying
hear
to
the
do his
sound of
best
his own
Prince
voice.
Mortimer
Let's try to
impression.
ignore him.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
But their bickering is so entertaining. Not sure if the previous route will affect this one's outcome.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
We're still gonna try to look at this mirror.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
I want to see how handsome I
That's a
am.
great idea.
We have to make sure we're looking our best before we save her.
We shouldn't waste time preening. If he is lying about the mirror, it might be important. I'm not lying
waste a
to
little
you.
time preening.
Use your eyes. There is
I
no
want to be
mirror.
pretty.
Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do?
Approaching mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
Like a mirror, though.
But now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Not true. We're gonna take the blade because we're gonna probably need it to free her.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Given how this goes, it's gonna be a little gory
I
regardless.
suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from
Bit
her
short for
enemies.
sword.
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
But am I gonna do my job?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
You sound even more
Her
pitiful
voice.
than last time.
It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think?
He's ready to U-Haul.
We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Oh, look at that cute little heart-shaped mouth.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you?
That's right, villain, and you killed us.
Well, she killed us.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
We're not gonna.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. And you can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
To live our own Beauty and the Beast story.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
It's clearly not the
We
princess
never
ending
saw
the
a
world.
world end. now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
You literally called him the voice of the smitten. You know he's a moron. Did you end the world after you killed me back there?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Oh, she's so uwu.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
The people
Are you
pleasing is a
listening to
bit
her?
sus.
That's a confession.
I don't think it is. I have no feelings one way or the
At
other.
least you're being honest. I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a nihilist.
A nihilist you chose. So this is your fault.
The princess shifts in uncomfortable confusion.
Me too. I don't care.
She wasn't confused for long.
If she doesn't care, then clearly she didn't end the world. It would take a great desire for evil to do something so inconceivable, and our dearest has not an ounce of cruelty within her. All is well, and it's high time we rescued our beloved.
I can't wait to see how this bites me in the ass. Do I have to cut you out again? I didn't care for that last time.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
No. Absolutely not.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster.
I don't know
who's
if
not
that was
to be
my
trusted.
computer fucking up or if
Go
that was
ahead and
intentional, but
slay
there was
her.
a change in the music for like 2 seconds. Okay. We're gonna see how this plays out.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll...
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
Yes.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Oh, that would be traumatizing.
You wouldn't.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
Are we?
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free. And you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. Are you sure you want to
Disgusted.
do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved. Is
As
that a
long as she
threat?
doesn't kill me first, she
You
can,
know what we'll
she
do
can
if you
take care
try
of the
it.
world. I don't care.
You're going to regret this.
Prove it.
What do we do now?
We leave.
That sounds perfect.
As the princess takes your hand
Oh,
in
look at the
hers,
anime
you
sparkles.
let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world.
We have each other.
We don't need the world for our happy ending.
I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it.
I will mope about it, because
She very
moping
nearly
is the
has
only
hearts in her
recourse
eyes.
You love-blind fools have left me with.
You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
Man, you sound exactly like a
What
Jada
happens
Dick.
after we walk up the stairs? Let's see.
Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Of course it does.
That's a familiar move.
Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Supposedly world-ending princess.
Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
Yeah.
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
I don't, but I want to see where this is going.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Same. I think we can open it if we try together.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
I told you our love was insurmountable.
You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything. If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober.
Can you get me one too?
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside.
Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go?
Ooh.
Where did he go?
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eye.
Of course you were.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
No, sweetie, it
She's
is.
cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
You are not beating the Birdman allegation. You didn't get the chance to make that jacket. Nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. Fascinating. So,
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
all that's left is the mirror.
Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Be okay. Been here before. Always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
We'll be back.
Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt.
Coward.
Right?
You approach the mirror.
Oh, I don't like that silence.
We'll get used to it. The voices feel small, distant, as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. The globe. FNAF puppet mask. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Do you have your head on this time? You're at the cabin.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Alright, let's do this. Actually, what does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Okay. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? Oh. Oh, so the path's closed? You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you. Yeah, why? Well, why before thank you?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
I don't like any of those things. I don't like what was just said. So... I'm ready.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am.
3, 2,
We will meet again.
1. Everything goes dark and you die. Bring the damsel to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So... have you considered maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
So you say.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I don't know, all of my choices have been pretty nihilistic. Let's see. Do I get some sort of reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Can you tell me what my prize is gonna be?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
That is such a shit lie.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Maybe not, but, you know.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
I want to get
How
the
convenient.
adversary, but I
Everything's
don't
back on
really
track
get
again.
that.
Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Fine.
That's great to hear. As long as you bring
Yeah,
that
you say
fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly.
I'm not gonna.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Fortunately, she's only a princess, whereas you are a valiant and talented warrior. It'll be easy, so long as you stay focused.
Why are you gassing
We
me
can't
up?
just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
We're just gonna proceed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yeah. So we're gonna take it.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Yeah, but I wanna fight.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Stern.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
See what I mean about taking the weapon on the
Don't let it
ground
fool
or
you.
not taking it?
It's all part of the manipulation.
Not taking it makes her softer, so... You know, I'm gonna say something stupid. I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Hell yeah.
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
I don't think I will.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
I don't think I'm gonna.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
Nah.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Yeah, I don't want to kill her yet.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
Oh no, you look pathetic.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Prove it.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Oh, I intend to.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
I think I'm gonna risk
She's
it.
unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
I guess we gotta try this.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Fight, fight, fight.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
The last ending
Holy
implies that we
shit, that
can't.
hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
We're gonna finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me?
How romantic to die
Do you
together.
think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now.
And yet you have controlled the narrative.
Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
Most likely.
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the
I love
princess's
how after
heart.
you do something with the blade, it gets bloody.
Oh,
The two of you fall to the floor.
this was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder. Do you really think this is the end?
Nah.
But you don't
No.
have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Adversary!
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
We're gonna proceed to the cabin. Or actually, but I already slew the princess, sure. She also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her, and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Clearly not true.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
I love the adversary. I drew her for
You
the
know I
art
can hear
contest.
you,
I didn't
right?
get one of the keys.
It's going to be a
but I
lot
drew
harder
her.
than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Yeah. We're gonna proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all.
The cabin
Not that
looks
it
like it's
matters.
afraid.
It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, she can still cheat in a fight.
The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
We're gonna proceed.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Doesn't look like an altar
The
so much
blade
as
is your
a...
implement. You'll need it if you
But
want
it-
to do this right.
I don't know what they call those basin things that Catholics have at their churches that hold holy water. It's probably just a basin. It's not an altar. He didn't say anything about
That's
the mirror.
because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
There's definitely a mirror.
There isn't.
Oh, stop bickering and just get on with it. Who even cares if there's a mirror?
Yeah, we're just gonna take the, oh. I have to, do something now, so I cared about whether or not I'm
As
being
do
lied to.
I.
I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror.
I
Why would I
say there
lie
are.
about something so meaningless? What good would
I
a
say
mirror
there is.
even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
We're gonna ignore the mirror from this point and just take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Might be hard to get her out of there. I wanna get her out of there. And the mirror's gone if you ignore it. Ooh. I'm not sure I
The
like
door
the
to the
implications
basement
of that.
creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulphuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Almost.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
Alright, so I am gonna take a quick stretch break, and I will be right back. I am back. So, proceeding.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, a large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
It looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to
So
have
excited.
fun breaking you into little pieces.
Do it. So, I'm not fighting a giant demon lady. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have some things to unpack first. And, I'd like to talk.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done.
I don't think that's enough, but, you know,
Don't
whatever.
you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Alright, fine. I believe you.
What?
What you said earlier in the woods, I believe you. You've already met the princess, and the princess has already met you. That's all the more reason to take this seriously.
I'm not gonna.
You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember.
Are you okay?
Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
Because it bothers you, I'm gonna take this even less seriously. You don't know the depth of my
You're
apathy.
joking, right? I'm just going to pretend that you're joking. Yeah, you better be joking. We can't win unless you take this seriously.
Oh, I'm not trying to win. I'm actually here to free you.
Free her? You aren't. I don't know why I'm even bothering, to be honest. You know the stakes of the situation.
I do.
Who says I want to be free?
If you don't want to be, well, no, I know exactly what she wants. Me? Anyone? Why wouldn't she want to be
Are
free?
you sure we want to look a gift horse in the mouth right now? If she doesn't want to leave, doesn't this whole situation just work out for everyone?
Clearly not.
There's nothing out there for me. The only thing I care about is right here. All I
might
want
just have
is to
to
keep
ban
knowing
myself.
what it feels like to kill you and be killed by you. I want to feel that knife split me open. I want to feel your bones snap beneath my fists.
I think I'll just let the princess speak for herself here. Leaving her in the basement isn't an answer. You have to make a choice. And there's only one choice worth making. Fight her. Win.
Let's see. I'm a quick save. And attempt to
I'm
free
sorry.
her.
Did I hear that right? Did you just say you're going to try and free her?
I did indeed.
She doesn't even want to be free.
Do I look like I care?
Exactly. So beyond the apocalyptic moral implications of letting her out, how do we even think that's going to work?
I'm gonna find something to do.
I mean, we have a weapon, right? We could always just cut her out, yeah? While she's trying to kill you.
Yeah, probably. Don't
Yeah,
thank her for it.
why not? And then what? Do You think she'll just follow you out of here?
She can kill me once I get out of
Maybe.
this cabin. That's
I
fine.
don't know. It's worth a shot, isn't it? No, it's not.
Isn't it though? We're doing it.
Actually, no, you're not. I have a responsibility to the world here, and I'm not just going to let you throw yourself into a scenario where the literal best outcome is the end of everything.
You better not.
Until you come up with any other idea, your body remains standing rigidly in place. What do you think you're doing? You can't just order our body around like it's some sort of dog.
Thank you.
Watch me. Your left arm lifts towards the ceiling and your hand twists into an obscene gesture. See? I can make you do whatever I want. So what? You barely managed to lift our arm.
What are you doing? What is that? Why are you moving so weird?
Oh, I'm freaking her
The
out.
princess, taken aback, flashes her own rude gesture in return. Hey, you, decision maker. I want us to fight her as much as he wants us to kill her, but this is boorish. Just ignore him. If you want to try and free her, I don't think there's much he can do to actually stop you.
There isn't. Free her.
You know what? Fine. Blade in hand, you charge forward to try and free the princess from her bindings.
Finally. I have no idea what you were just doing, but I'm glad it's over.
And 3, 2.
Flash across her wrist, her elbow comes crashing down on your skull. An unsettling crack echoes in your ears.
Ugh.
It's a devastating blow. Your body crumples to the floor, limbs suddenly refusing to respond. This might be it.
You bastard.
That's it, huh? You've gotten really soft.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Really? In just one blow? Yes.
Oh, come on, that's hardly fair. We're not dead. You're just flipping the table over.
It is what it is. You're dead. Finished. Over.
All right, fine. This whole thing's a frustrating mess anyways. We're better off with a fresh start. I'll see you two next time.
Hmm. Oh. Oh.
You're on a path in the wood.
If you weren't so damn focused on freeing her, we wouldn't have died back there.
Yeah?
You're strong, but you're bullheaded. This isn't a fight, it's a puzzle. She's stronger than us, but we can use that to our advantage.
It is the funniest joke so
hate
far, I agree.
puzzles. Yeah, of course you do.
I've never done a puzzle myself, but anything that doesn't get us beaten to death is good in my book. What do you have in mind?
Same thing as last time, only we'll be smarter about it. We're getting her out of there. After that, we're seeing what happens.
You, I like you.
Are you insane? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If she gets out of here, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included.
And I would thank her for
Are
it.
you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking
I
to
don't
since
know.
the beginning?
If I were writing it,
Why the
he
lies?
would.
Why have you been playing the fool? What good could it possibly accomplish?
Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met.
Enlighten me, then.
I have no memory of meeting you, but you've clearly seen things you weren't supposed to have seen. You'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here.
So where does that leave us?
It leaves us exactly where we started, and where I'm sure you've already been before. The princess, left unhindered, will bring about the end of the world. You have to put a stop to her. The only way to do that is to slay her.
But we didn't stop her last time. We died. Yet here we are in a world unended. A different world, unended to be sure, but there's still solid ground beneath our feet. What the hell are you going on about? Even if he
Skeptic's
isn't
my
lying,
favorite.
reality clearly continues to be real. So I want to see what happens when she leaves.
Why is he
I
capitalized
think
like
we all
God?
need to see the truth.
You absolutely do not need to see that. I've already told you the truth, and the only thing to see after she leaves is the end of everything. It's not worth it.
It might be
The
worth
truth is always worth it. If we're going to get to the bottom of things, we need to have a method. We need to isolate a variable. And right now, her interaction with the outside world is the most interesting variable there is. It's one of the only things we haven't seen.
it. I don't think we're ever gonna see it.
As much as I appreciate your dedication to scientific rigor, your core assumptions are all wrong. This isn't a puzzle, and this isn't an experiment. It's a do-or-die
This one's
situation
going on a while,
with
isn't it?
apocalyptic consequences. And might I remind you that while it may seem consequence-free to you, that does not make it consequence-free to me, or to the people I'm trying to protect. And for all you know, the end isn't really consequence-free to you.
Yeah, but we gotta get there
You
first.
said yourself that the world is different than what you've already seen. It isn't supposed to be, and if things are changing, they're changing for the worse. It's just how things work here. Treat this like it's your last attempt.
Screw it. I'm sick of this smug asshole telling us what to do. If you need help busting her out of there, I'm your man.
I'm mad.
Welcome aboard. And if things go bad once we get her out of the cabin, well, at least you'll be able to get the fight you wanted.
The rest of you had better keep those two in check. They're far along the edge of a dangerous path. Don't let them go any further.
He doesn't know I'm right there with them. We're gonna proceed to the cabin. You don't need to know what I'm thinking.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament.
Not really, no.
No last advice for us? No words of warning? From what I gather, you've heard it all before.
We have.
There's no use screaming into the wind. I don't know. Screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis.
There'll be time for that later. For now, you know what you have to do.
Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is
Oh.
suffocatingly tight, more of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
That is literally a window
The blade
ledge,
is
not
your
an altar.
implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. Up to you if we want the blade. I think we can goad her out of here without it.
Probably can.
Take it.
That damn mirror's back.
A mirror? But there is no mirror. There's the iron altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There isn't a door. There is.
No.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You're rather committed to the bit, aren't you? The door's right there, it's right in front of you.
I don't think this
It's a
is
bit
commitment to the
grimy.
bed.
Why don't we wipe it clean?
Smash.
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. It swings open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead.
That works too.
Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort.
Which means that if I had the knife,
The air
I'd
hissing
probably
up from
end up
below
fucking it up.
is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
I'm getting you out of
She
here.
hasn't changed as much as she did the time before. She still wants a fight, which means we still know her. We can use that to our advantage.
Continue.
You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you.
We best remember how to get back up. The last thing we want is to be stuck between a wall and a raging devil.
You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the
Getting
darkness.
more dragon-like.
Her face droops.
There you are. But this time you don't even have that little knife. Do you think this is a joke? Do you need me to break those fragile bones again to remind you how serious this is?
Oh, she's distressed.
Good. You don't even have to goad her. She's doing it all herself. Let her break those chains and then run for the basement. She'll chase us without a second thought.
You hope.
You know what? I should have tried to intervene earlier because I can't let you do that. I won't.
Tough shit. We're the ones in control here.
It's not the...
Yeah, doesn't feel nice to be yanked around against your will, does it?
I like you.
Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend. and
Hi.
Okay, she's taken the bait. Now let's get out of here.
Can we? Are we faster than her?
Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance.
Please tell me I am faster than her. I want to get her out of here so bad.
Hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rapid pursuit.
One.
Anywhere you go, I will follow!
Counting on it, babe.
We're planning on it.
You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel. The cabin door finally
Yes,
in
yes,
sight,
it does.
at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
Quick save
What
is a
is
good
all of
idea.
this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same?
Sure we don't want a weapon.
We don't have time. We just have to get her outside. That's what matters.
Skeptic's right.
You're making a mistake.
No, I don't think he is. Run.
You continue to the door. It'd be a real shame if it was stuck.
She could tackle me through it.
Don't listen to him.
Please. Please tackle me through it.
No! Skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You bastard. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. So, this is what the end looks like.
What is this place?
That's the wrong one.
Where are we? This doesn't feel right. It's cold. Why is it so cold? I feel so tired.
Aw. Sorry. I had to trick you. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Hey. This is the end for you. It's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Screw that. This can't be the end. It just can't. No, that can't be right. There has to be something more.
to approach the mirror. Be gone once again. The mirror always makes me need to see what's in it. Is it gonna be any clearer this time? Oh, I'm melting. Find yourself in the long quiet once again. We did get her out at least. You're at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
She is a contradiction, so I'm not gonna argue with that. Doesn't matter how many times I go back. One of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't it make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
It seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
Alright, so... You know what happens to the worlds we leave behind.
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Alright, so... Ready?
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Yeah. I could probably get a tunneling vessel. Bring the eye of the needle.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
That's okay. We'll be fine. Let's see. Viva la revolution.
That's the spirit.
I don't know, probably a couple hours. There's so many brain
You make your
paths.
way up the short path to the cabin.
The fact that I got
You'll find the princess
basically
within.
3 of them freed on the first couple tries was pure luck. Adversary is the only one I needed to go to without another world.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yep, we're gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I don't hear the hero. So
The
that
door
means
to the
that I
basement
already,
creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly
made this
illuminated by an
probably not
unseen
without.
light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of
Either way, we
rot
committed.
filtering from the
We're fine.
ancient wood.
We will be
If the
fine.
princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I'll figure out how to get
Her
the tower
voice
later one way or
carries
another.
up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
There
It's
you
almost as if she's the
are.
one in charge down here.
A bit late to the party.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
We're good.
Good. You're still listening to reason.
I don't think I am.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Yeah, I will.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Sure
I'm
she's not
positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
armed. I don't think I want to do that.
Then I'm not talking to you.
You don't have to talk at me.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back.
The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
We might.
You squint even harder. So does she.
At least nobody's dying right now.
You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Yeah. Oh. Playing time.
Charge the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck.
It's impressive that she was able to hold it that high in a sleeve.
Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly before you run out of time.
Look at them teeth. I think if I just die, I unlock the tower. I'm gonna go ahead and quick save. Also because this is the funniest
Are
option.
you serious? The wound in your neck is too much for you to bear, and you collapse to the floor of the basement, rapidly bleeding out.
You did say it was the carotid artery.
The princess stands over you with an intense curiosity as you fade away.
Oops.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, this is the razor.
You're on a path in the
How do I
woods,
get the tower?
and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Maybe being so.
And in the
near
basement
killer
of that
made her
cabin
razor.
Is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm gonna take that risk. She's gonna kill me.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
You're a damn liar.
Yeah,
That's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
Technically, she slashed
Calm
us.
down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
I don't think I will. We're gonna go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
You sure are, bud.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful.
Yeah, we're not getting close.
Just stay focused and you'll be fine. The interior of the cabin is a jagged
I
mess
forgot how
of warped
smashed to
wood
shit
and
this
broken
was.
boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
We are gonna save right here. Return. And we're gonna enter the basement without the knife and see how
Are we
this
really
goes.
doing this without a weapon? You know she has one, right?
I'm aware.
Once again, I'd like to remind you that she's unarmed. But you're right, this would be a lot easier if you had the blade. I hope you know what you're doing.
I don't.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall.
This is so many ocean
The air
memories.
seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
In this case, you might be right.
That's right. Scraping. I told you she has something. I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head.
No.
Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah. She thinks she's better than us. Like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
Yeah, don't.
As you descend the final step, the
No,
form
no,
of
you
the
look so
princess comes into
innocent.
view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Sharp. Funny.
I wonder if she remembers us.
Clearly she does.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
I'm not safe here. You're perfect.
Come on now. We're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
I know.
Exactly. She sounds threatening because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
And I am staying put.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Sure am. I don't have the key.
Oh, you don't. Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure.
Sus, 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 sus.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it.
Oh no, she does.
But you know who has the capacity to quickly arm himself? You do. So stop second-guessing yourself, go upstairs, take the blade, and do your job.
Oh, what? Get stabbed in the back by her
But
shooting
I'm
her
nervous.
fucking fingernails at me? I don't think so.
All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Hi. I didn't kill her, she killed me. She didn't die last time. What if we were both honest with each other? I was sent here to stop you from ending the world, and you slashed my throat.
That doesn't sound like me.
The cute
Last
little heart
time?
mount.
What are you talking about? Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth. I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that loop back to the start. Someone else has to remember, right? Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
Alright. I don't have a weapon. Isn't that a sign of goodwill?
Yes! Yes, of course! Haven't you seen that I've only been nice to you since you got here?
I have the feeling that you're gonna be
Sure.
another one with a chapter.
Her words have been fine, but her general attitude's been weird and extremely suspicious. And I think that's what really counts.
Yeah, it does.
This shouldn't even be a question. She absolutely has not been nice to you. How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her?
Probably a couple more
We're
times.
clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance.
We are trying to figure out.
Oh,
the
I'm
angle.
sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now?
You might
You're
be.
acting like you are. My entire world is at risk.
Your entire world,
Then
not
maybe
mine.
you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No, I have my dignity. Fine, and will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
Oh my god, they're all such assholes. Wait. Nobody has to die.
Of course not! At least not now, because you're here to save me. But you'll have to come close.
I think I've said my piece at this point.
Yeah, you have.
I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
He's gonna stab me down. Alright. I'll be right back.
It's boring if you leave.
I know.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all.
You have no
How
idea what's going
conciliatory
on.
of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do? At least we're safe here. She's still in chains.
Rip.
And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment.
For a moment.
She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion.
And cut.
And then she slices through her arm. Okay, maybe we aren't safe here.
We should have taken the chance to run, but the fucking narrator.
She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. That won't stop us from trying. Run, 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 run!
We're not gonna
You
get very
sprint
far.
for the stairs, but I wasn't exaggerating when I said she was running at you with a terrifying speed you couldn't hope to outpace.
And dead.
We don't make it, do we? No. You feel her blade in your back before you make it to the first stair.
Alright.
I'm going to kill you now.
Yeah, no shit.
And with a squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
No way out. Huh.
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
I like you.
Your what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
I would like to know
I
the
feel
answer to that as
dizzy.
well.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? Nobody. Nobody holds the cards. That's how it's always been. That's unfortunately how reality works. Who cares about cards? You're all acting like this is about winning and losing, while this is
Contrarian,
actually
what are you doing
about
here?
having fun. How can you care about having fun at a
And
time
the
like
paranoid?
this? There is someone or something out there pulling the strings, and we're all just puppets until we can figure out how to see them.
Ooh.
But what if that someone is us?
Oh,
eh?
I am
Eh?
breaking
Wouldn't
shit.
that be neat?
I
We were the ones
am
pulling the strings. I'm
breaking
pretty
shit.
sure we wouldn't have died twice already. Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times? This is our third?
No.
No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right?
Yeah.
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility. It's only too much responsibility if these worlds are real.
You got a point.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched. We take it.
Oh, I'm not
Okay,
even
sure,
getting
you
no
take the
choice
blade
in this.
before
I'm
letting me
being
finish
carried.
telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. And then, we throw it out the window! What? That blade is the only edge we have. We are not. Too late, because we already did it, didn't we?
Oh my god, I love him.
Fortunately for the rest of you, and for me, and for the sake of the world, yes. That is horribly unfair. He shouldn't be allowed to just do things like that. You were the one who made us pick it up. See? You're not the only one who can figure out how to do things. What's done is done. I suggest you make the best of it. Oh, is this how things are going to be now? All of us vying over a single body? Fine. See this corner? It's mine. And I'd better not see any of you trying to invade my personal space. So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to?
I haven't made up my mind yet, but
I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
there's a mirror in the way.
You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? There isn't a door, there's just that mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
That mirror's been
We
haunted.
can
us.
see our reality just fine. Why should we trust his?
We can't. We absolutely cannot, but
You make your way to the
Kinda-
door at the end of the
kinda
room,
being railroaded
stopping
this
just
time.
in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it.
alright.
Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
We'll get there. We will get there.
reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open.
Why did it come towards me instead of opening?
And the mirror's gone. Surprising. I can't say I was particularly invested in looking at it before, but now I really want to see what's in it. If it's so keen on hiding from us, whatever it has must be real good.
You would think.
It feels like it's hiding something from us. It's part of the big picture. I just know it. That's why it's being kept from us.
Guess it's time for us to see her again.
Yep, it sure is, hero.
Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
How am I supposed to focus with 4 of you talking at once?
You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
As your body tumbles onto the basement landing, the form of the princess comes into view, Riley smiling at you from a distance.
Oh, you look even sharper this time.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. And you still don't have a weapon. That's funny! That's a joke! I'm going to kill you now.
Yes, that was extremely silly of whoever did that. Probably a bad idea. That was you! I know, I'm just trying to add some levity to this.
I don't think levity's what we need.
Well, since all of this was your idea, how about you figure out how to get us out of it? Oh, guys like us don't get to make any decisions. You should know that. I decided to pick up that blade, and you decided to throw it out the window.
Good God.
I take it back. Having my own corner clearly isn't working because I can still hear you 3 yelling at each other. She's going to kill us again, you know. Especially if we keep fighting with ourselves. We need to get rid of our thoughts. Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Alright, I'm out of ideas. What we doing?
That's easy. I'm gonna try flirting with her.
Now that is an interesting move. Interesting? It's disgusting. No, don't try romancing the princess. She wants to kill you. She's going to end the world if you don't stop her.
You gotta throw them off the rhythm.
Do we have to flirt with the murderous monster?
Yes.
Of course we do. I'm into it. The one making the decisions is into it. Are you not? I don't think so. I don't know. I could go either way, honestly. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll throw her off. I know I'd be thrown off if she started flirting with us. Yeah, because you'd be into it. No comment.
No comment. Wait, all of these are supremely stupid. Oh, I can't even quick save, can I? Oh, I can. Has anyone told you how gorgeous you are?
A rosy blush flushes in the princess's cheeks, and a wide grin cuts across her face.
You're the only person I know, so that's a first. You're sweet. I like you. You're also gorgeous.
Oh, be damned. This is actually going to work, isn't it?
I don't know about that, but worth a
Still
shot.
gonna kill you, though.
Or not. Is anything going to work with her? She's so single-minded. It's like whatever we do, it's always going to end exactly the same. Blush still glowing in her cheeks. The princess closes the distance between you and skewers you.
Alright, we're gonna quick load. How about you buy me dinner before impaling me?
A rosy blush flushes in the princess's cheeks, and a wide grin cuts across her face.
Oh, is that how it is? Yeah, okay, I feel that. I like you too.
Oh, be damned, this is actually going to work, isn't it?
We'll see about that.
But why mess around with appetizers when the main course is right here?
Yep.
Or not.
This is the stupidest option, so we're gonna save it for last.
A rosy blush flushes in the princess's cheeks, and a wide grin cuts across her face.
You're sweet. I like you too. You're probably my favorite person other than me.
Oh, be damned, this is actually going to work, isn't it?
Clearly not.
Still gonna kill you though.
Or not.
Alright, time for the look.
The look. Yeah, the best flirts know how to flirt without saying anything. We just have to let her know, right? You flash the princess the look. And a rosy blush rushes to the princess's cheeks as she breaks into a wide grin. Unbelievable.
I'm not getting out of this one.
Oh, is that how it is? Yeah, okay, I feel that. I like you too. Neat.
Oh, be damned, this is actually going to work, isn't it?
It hasn't worked any of the other times we tried this.
Still going to kill you. But now we can both enjoy a mutual romantic subtext to the murder.
Yeah, there it goes.
Or not. Is anything going to work with her? She's so single-minded. It's like, whatever we do, it's always going to end exactly the same. Blush still glowing in her cheeks, the princess closes the distance between you and skewers you. Ow.
I was right.
What worthwhile romance doesn't hurt, at least?
You!
What matters is that she likes us. She's even said as much.
What are you doing
A
here?
new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? Nah. We'd know if we died. Right? You're on it.
Usually.
No, you're in a... Where the hell are you? We're dead, aren't we? We're dead. How long have we been dead? Have we been dead the whole time? Dead.
Broken, too.
Stop
I
saying
am.
dead, all of you.
I
We
am.
might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead.
Are you sure about that?
This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
Too many.
I don't actually know how to answer that question. I think he means how many times have we died?
Too many.
Yes, that. Oh, I've lost count, to be honest.
Yeah.
I haven't. It's 4.
In this
No
route.
wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we
Love
do
that
gets
there's
us
got,
another
like, Jaws thing
us.
going on.
Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her. We'll win her heart eventually.
Come on, show me something new.
Alright. All of these ideas suck. Think of something better. It doesn't work if she kills you again and again and again and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaves from life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpired. Ooh, interesting. Keep knocking it out of auto.
None of this is working. Think. Skewers you. Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps.
It doesn't.
We just have to hit her harder.
No.
She skewers you. More noise isn't helping, it's just making it harder to focus.
What's the point? It's all the same.
She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
I mean, yeah.
Doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. We don't even have a weapon. Yeah, some clod threw it out the window.
Will you shut up with that?
Again, that was you. No, I was just the clod who suggested it. And if I knew we'd be stuck here forever, I wouldn't have done that. Just keep dodging, just keep dodging, just keep dodging. She skewers you.
What's the point of avoiding me if you're not going to fight?
See? We lasted a little longer. Barely. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Is she going to get bored?
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time. Fine. One last time. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason.
You will not.
She skewers you. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
That took a while. The Empty Cup. Ooh, a chapter 4.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here.
We'll take it from here.
No steel claw, though. Was tossing it the only thing we've done that was permanent? That's a sick joke, universe. A sick, sick joke. If it's gone for good, then maybe we never actually needed it. That's what I've been telling you all. We can do this without it. We're tougher than steel. Yeah,
But we
mind over
haven't
matter.
tried boring her.
Who needs violence when you have love? Who needs love when you've mastered yourself? Who needs anything when we don't matter?
Right.
Well, boys, are we ready?
Can you all, like, shut up
There
for
are
2
entirely
seconds?
too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros.
We're clearly
Narrator,
not pros.
we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Boy, this guy.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide.
You know,
We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along.
appreciate it.
Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this.
At this point, you're not.
Don't care. Just want to see how this ends. Fine. Make your way
He's
to
not
the
even
basement,
trained this time.
where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it, though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. Then it erupts. It becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls, all that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Okay.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Holy
get shredded.
shit! She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Oh my god.
Yes, behold the perfect woman.
You two!
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
What window?
That looked painful.
How is she still alive?
Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. I'd say we bow down to her right now if that ever even slightly worked for us.
It did.
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
This
All right,
is all
sir.
just a sick
What just happened? It's so quiet.
You too.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
Huh. You do not act as the princess approaches, instead allowing her to crash against your form. Yet there is seemingly nothing for her to crash against. Ooh, interesting. I'm a ghost. Again and again she swings at you, but there never really was a you to swing at.
This worked before. I was able to make you dead before.
She swings again, and this time she hits something or something hits her. She looks down in confused terror as her arm bends and folds upon itself. Yeah,
Did you do that? It's funny if you did. You're nothing. You've done nothing to me, and I've done so much to you, and that's who we are. But it's like you're nothing now. You can't be nothing. If you're nothing, then what am I? Am I nothing too?
the new phrase to the
I'm the one who
new
hurts
phrase
you.
to being an Iron Princess. She hurls herself at you, but as she does, her metal body bends outward. The very contact of what you are, repelling her to the point of destruction. Can I just take your heart and take it out of the cabin, please? If I get a piece of you out, it works. Allow a sharp foe to vanquish herself. Fascinating. The din of shrieking metal subsides and something small and delicate falls into your hand. It's her heart. It beats gently, calmly in your palm. And it's gone. Not another word is spoken. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. I'm surprised doing nothing actually worked. You do so. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone again. Mira makes them leave. You need to see what's in it. How fucked up am I now? Ooh, the remains you've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed. You're at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there.
That makes sense.
Do you know what we'll find out there?
No idea. Do you think anything is real out there? Do you think we're
We
real?
are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
When you send me back, I'm not alone. Your voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, and some of them is something else. I call him the narrator. He wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He might. He does. You're gonna keep that to yourself, right?
It's nice to be with someone whose thoughts I can never know is mine.
Alright, so...
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Oh, so this next
I
one's
will
gonna
be
last?
here, waiting for
Thank
you.
you so much for following. Everything goes dark and you die. The hero and the princess. Oh, a beating vessel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I really want to see the tower in this playthrough. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
They sure do.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
This is Route 5? I forget the first one. The damsel, adversary. We just did the razor. The prisoner. Prisoner was the first one. We did prisoner, damsel, adversary, razor. We haven't done Stranger, Spectre, Nightmare, Power, and I forget if there's any more. Alright. We're just gonna be reluctant.
Unfortunately, you're
as
the
shit.
only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
You kinda do.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
I have no idea. But I'm gonna lie.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Do you?
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. That's great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Fortunately, she's only a princess, whereas you are a valiant and talented warrior.
Quote-unquote
It'll be
only
easy,
a princess.
so long as you stay focused. We can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
We are proceeding.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yeah, we're gonna take it.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Stop. Did you do that before?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
So
Her
you
voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Alright,
Good.
Hero.
You're still listening to reason.
No. You just think that because I'm doing what
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
We've been here before. What? No way. Why would you think that?
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it.
We're not wrong.
Don't you dare. It's fine.
Actually,
We can
maybe
decide
we
what we
should.
want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine.
You sure about that, Hero?
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
You know why I'm here to tell you?
Do you?
I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it isn't entirely a matter.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I do.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Can we? I can't finish the job now. It is grayed out. Give up.
Are you serious? As internal bleeding sets in, the blade falls from your trembling hands, clattering to the ground uselessly. You lacked the will to finish the job, your bruised and broken body falling to its knees before her. The princess, exhausted, chest heaving with heavy breaths, tosses the blade away from you. This is the end, isn't it?
For the moment.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She plants her foot on your chest and pushes you onto your back, the air leaving your lungs in a heavy puff.
Definitely.
And then she brings her knee to your throat. She leans into it with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess, shattering your windpipe and leaving you starved for breath.
It's too bad. I was looking forward to some company.
How are you?
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The tower! I did it! Hell yes.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
After this route, I'm gonna stop streaming. So she's gonna kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
Uh-huh.
She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Alright, we are proceeding because I cannot wait to see her.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
No, this goes beyond princess.
Can we tone down the
queen and
pessimism
goddess
just a
territory.
smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone.
Well, we won't know until we try.
I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter.
Maybe I want to.
Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible.
So you say.
So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
I'm gonna.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
No, you don't.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Just call it a fucking column. There has not been a single.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
We are.
We don't feel small. We are small.
We're so small. We're not even taking the blade.
No blade this time. Yeah. Maybe she'll be more receptive if we're unarmed. Blade. No blade. It doesn't matter. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
Almost.
Huh. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Yes, ma'am.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. You shouldn't have come down here unarmed.
What do you think
We
a
need
knife
to
is
get
gonna
down
do?
there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Work.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
She's disappointed in us?
Kneel.
Do I say yes or do I say no? Do I go obedient or do I go brat? Quick save. Brat first.
But the words don't leave your mouth.
Oh.
Instead,
I don't get
your
the
legs
point.
buckle and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Okay.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson.
Oh, it absolutely did not.
You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she?
I just need to get you out of this cabin,
And you shouldn't have
darling.
trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it? He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay, first things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done.
And that is getting her out of this
The
cabin.
stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
That's true. I could. But what would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
That I'm willing to do. What?
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
Yes, absolutely yes.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
I'm doing this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying to conceal you from me.
Oh, she knows he's there.
Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you?
Truly?
A shriveling little worm
God.
stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
You're getting smaller.
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Ah!
Rise, my little bird.
That one was kind of weak.
Without
but-
hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Oh.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? We don't even have a weapon.
All you need to do is believe it's been done.
Breaking.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
Oh, absolutely. Let's get out of this fucking cabin. I didn't even need to take her outside. Ooh. Do not take her hand, nor will you ever. It is time to leave. Memory returns. Well, shit.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a... Why is it here? Why now?
I'm not even gonna try to comfort you anymore. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels...
Right?
different.
He got
Final.
taste of his own fucking
I
medicine.
don't want to look at us.
We're gonna. The voices feel small and distant as you approach. Silence as you move forward. We're gone once again. We are always much more. But you need to see what's in it. How fucked up I look. Nothing at all. Bird! But that isn't right. It can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. Figure, faint and veiled in shadow just beyond the reflection. That looks like a raven. You me?
I think you know what I am.
Oh! A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. Ooh. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Ooh. Oh. That is a lot of bird eyes. Oh, wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
At least 6. You like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Hurt when pieces of you break off?
It doesn't hurt. I don't feel pain. Not physically.
Time I ask, it's like a piece of you break.
I'm aware. And if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time.
What is the princess?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
But it can
So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
We're gonna save. She's becoming of what I believe her to be. Can't I just turn something small?
As you are now, you won't be able to will her into anything. You don't work the way a living being does. Not anymore. And as you were before, you couldn't be trusted with the knowledge of what she is. No one could be trusted with that knowledge. Intrusive thoughts have a way of creeping in and ruining everything. It's why I had to die.
How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept?
With some amount of difficulty. But you're an abstract concept yourself. It would have been preferable if you had destroyed her within the confines of the construct, but when I shaped the two of you, I made sure that you were strong enough to see things through.
I'm not sure you did. We're just gonna destroy. You've heard enough. You already know what you are. You are the long quiet, a fasting you seek God, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this. Ooh. You already know what you are. You are the long quiet. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of it, there's no final vessel to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find. Oh! Hi.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Whoa.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Long quiet, but I don't know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
You have a say in all of this?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
I don't know which option to choose. Did it matter what roads I walked if all of them led to this moment?
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. You become nothing. A black hole of self-loathing fed by the matter of your restless thoughts. You are terrified of a power so far beyond you that it strips the meaning from your every action. But at the feet of that power,
The dark parts of you cannot help but burn away. Your inadequacies reduced to cinders by the blazing light of the divine. When I proclaimed my godhood and presented you with a place by my side in my new creation, you gladly took it. Without me, there is no future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness. And through your lack of one, you too were consumed. Yet together, we were able to create something beautiful.
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead and alive and dead all at once. You learned to put yourself away and to follow the flow of reality. And you used it to humble me, to show me how far I was from what I needed to be. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives. And yet it is all so far behind you. Unjust impossibilities pushed you to become something you would never have been without them.
This is crazy.
And yet here we are. Finally on the cusp of reaching something so much bigger than that little play.
Hello,
Brutality
Mary.
splashes you against the walls, but with stubborn defiance you rise again and free the one who doesn't know she needs freeing. I didn't know what to make of it then, but I know now. You delivered to me the gift of truth. And now it is my turn to deliver the same gift to you. Do not hide from it. Without obstacles to overcome, we stagnate into nothing. But you say nothing. Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me, and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back. And so your quietude continues. To question everything is to deny proof of the reality that lies in front of you. To live alone within the caverns of your mind is to trap yourself in them forever. But you did not live alone. You found me, and we held trust in each other for no reason than to believe in something that wasn't us. Called skepticism turned to liberation, but it required a journey to blossom. Though you have blossomed, do you have no more journeys left to make? What of those in the spaces beyond? Would you erase the path ahead to hold everyone still?
Saving right. First of all, I'm going to stop the fight early and see what happens.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
Fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and he feels sensation in the fathom. Everything here except for her is you. Feel your wings expanding to cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. Feel the glass construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite size and infinite angles, push back and strain against it. But it does not yield.
I love you.
And all at once, the unyielding tension breaks. Ribbit! You are free. She is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality. Something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything.
He was
Just
afraid
like
of
it
his world being
always has
destroyed.
been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware just as you have always been and just as you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. There are no endings, only new beginnings. This is fantastic. Like, clearly I'm gonna have to do another playthrough eventually. Princess, the world, and there are songs. Finish the game. The good ending doesn't count. Thank you so much for playing. Here's the track order for who play this. Screenshot. You can find it. Oh, interesting. Well, thank you so much for following. There are other games. Follow us somewhere else. Subreddit, Discord. For now, we're gonna join the main menu. But that was the first run through of Slay the Princess. I can't wait to play this again and see the other routes. I might start the next stream by doing the other options, since I do have a save. But I also want to do more Scarlet Hollow, which I started was it yesterday or 2 days ago. And I love everything Black Tabby is making. I am so excited to see more. I love all the routes. I am thrilled with the way this went. But 3.5 hours is as long as I can stream. I'm not doing a 5-hour stream like I did for the 2 Undertales again. 3.5 is long enough. It is. So I will see you all in my next stream. Oh. Oh right, I forgot the menu does that. I did. So I will see you all next time. Bye!